Hey friends, I am the PCGoblin, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to take your brand new 2000 series cards and put them in SLI or NVLINK, whatever you want to call it. So first things first is you need to have an NVLINK bridge, 2 video cards, and the only cards of the 2000 series you can actually put in NVLINK SLI are the 2080s, the 2080 Ti's. And then, of course, you've got to have a motherboard big enough and a case big enough to fit the 2 cards, and the motherboard needs to support SLI for this to work. So now that we've got the basics out of the way, let's go ahead and get these installed. Alright, so one important note that I'd like to make is you want to have these 2 screws loose. You need to pull off the cover. That way your card can move around a little bit when you're trying to line it up with the bridge and the other card. Okay, so since turning my PC back on, I've been running into a couple little issues. I couldn't get GeForce Experience to launch, and I wasn't seeing the Nvidia control panel, which comes with the driver and whatnot. So I've uninstalled it, I've downloaded it, and I'm reinstalling it. So once I'm through with that, we'll pick it right back up. I now have the GeForce Experience installed, or reinstalled I should say, and I'm going to be reinstalling my driver. I want to make sure it's fully satisfied my 2 SLI cards. And I'm going to do a clean install to make sure everything's fresh and ready to go for the video cards, and then we'll get to the next step of actually enabling SLI. Now that the driver has been reinstalled and we're running a fresh, clean version, to get to your GeForce control panel, you can come down here, right click on the GeForce Experience, and there's the option right there where you can click anywhere on your click anywhere on your desktop and do Nvidia control panel. And then once this opens, you're going to go to configure SLI surround PhysX, and you'll have the option to enable it here. It says right here the setup has changed, update the SLI config, so I'm going to click that, and then maximize 3D performance. This is going to make it so they're actually running an SLI. I'm going to hit apply, and it wants applications closed, so I'll just quit out of those real quick. Come on. Alright. Alright, now that's done. Now we can go ahead and play with it and test it out. So I'm going to run Heaven. The sound already, it's showing 125 frames a second. My settings are ambient occlusion, volumetric shadows, refraction, FPS counter, GPU monitor. My resolution's 3440 by 1440. Alright, now it's benchmarking. We'll come back when it's done and show you the results. Alright, there we have it. FPS 156.3, score of 3,938, minimum FPS of 36.4, max FPS 316.7. Now we'll see what it's like with just a single card. So I'm going to disable SLI, apply. It's going to do things. Alright, then manage 3D settings. Want to make sure VSync is off. It's off. Alright, I'm going to run this again. Now that the numbers are in, they're ridiculous. It's 2x performance. So with this, the single card benchmark, granted the card is now running at 8x on the PCI slot instead of the full 16x. When I ran it a week or so ago, it actually did about 20 frames a second better, but regardless, running at 8x, this is what we got. And in SLI, they're running at 8x, so seems even enough for me, and it wasn't too big of a difference with 16x. But reviewing the numbers, it's 156.3 with a score of 3938 for SLI, and with single card performance, it's 73.7 FPS with a score of 1858. So 2x performance. That is nuts, guys. NVLINK is amazing, or at least with this one benchmark. I'm going to be doing further testing with this, but you'll see that in future videos. So to recap, we installed the video cards, and to actually have NVLINK SLI, you need to have two 2000 series cards, so two 2080s or two 2080 Ti's. You need to have a motherboard big enough for both of them to go into. That motherboard needs to support SLI, but every motherboard I've seen that is big enough to fit two cards supports it, so really kind of a non-issue there. You need to have a power supply that's powerful enough to support your system and the two video cards. I forgot to mention that earlier. And then you need to have the NVLINK SLI bridge, and then you're good to go on the physical side. And then you need to have Windows. You need to have the GeForce. Well, you don't have to have the GeForce Experience, but it's good to have the GeForce Experience installed. You need to have the latest drivers installed, and then you can go in and turn on SLI and then go play all your games. Fairly simple and straightforward. And then we quickly tested it and saw at least a 2x performance gain, so it's just huge. Granted, it was just inside of a synthetic benchmark, but that's still pretty big numbers. Before I go, I wanted to get your guys' opinion real quick. Should I keep this bridge, or should I change it out for the EVGA NVLINK bridge that they have that has RGB and you can change the colors and all that stuff on it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and smash that like video. If you want to see more of my stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time, guys.